Hey, good evening, sports fans, and welcome to Friday Night Live here on the Missouri Sports Network, MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. Certainly glad you've tuned in, and wherever you may be listening from. Hey, take that 3 seconds and buckle up. It's 3 seconds that could save your life. Be safe, be smart, and be here tomorrow. And hey, check everybody else in your car. I mean, they're riding with you. You care about them. Make sure they're buckled up as well. Don't put that car in drive for everyone to have their seatbelts on. Got to come alongside Kent Mueller here at the score desk. Darren Archer back in the studio typing scores. So all kinds of help tonight. But we appreciate you tuning in. And hey, do us a favor. Hey, why don't you right now? You got your phones. As long as you're not driving, hey, text a friend and just say, hey, you need to tune in. We've got more scores than anyone else, more interviews than anyone else. So go to our YouTube page and subscribe. Go to our Facebook page, give us a like. Follow us on Twitter at Scoreboard Guy, at Missouri Sports, and at Missouri Sports Network, and at playing_sports. Kent, how was your first kind of really, it felt like a really good fall day today. It felt like football season out there.
It did feel like fall out there. In fact, I wore a long sleeve shirt, and I put another pullover on before the end of the game. But that's the way it's supposed to be with football. So it was great.
Yeah, it was a wonderful evening. Got to get over a little bit there prior to the Bolivar game and visit with some coaches there. Talk to Coach Clardy, and his getting ready for his second, as far as high school football game, and that just went final now, and Harrisonville hangs on. I believe they won 22-19. We have reached out to Coach Maxwell from Harrisonville to see if he'd be part of the show. We do have one guest confirmed at this point. That's Ryan Cornelson, Republic Tigers head football coach, will join us at 9:45 here on the Missouri Sports Network. As always, presented by the Bank of Billings. Bank of Billings, established in 1889, the oldest bank in Christian County. Also presented by Doak Propane. You'll hear from other sponsors throughout the show as we go on tonight. We'll be with you till 11, maybe even a little bit after. Just depends. We're not really constrained by times, but hey, as long as you're still listening, as long as we got coaches who want to call in, we'll just stay here and talk all night long. But lots of games just having gone final here was just in the last little bit. Yes, to that private message here. And also, if you want to be part of the show, you can go to our chat box either on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitter. You can drop us a note. We've had several people drop us notes throughout the years that we've been doing this, just wanting to know a game, or maybe they're helping us out on a final score. But hey, let me know. Let me know where you're listening from. Let us know. Let us know. Just type in right there. But we'll go right to the score desk here. Score desk presented by Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks. And Kent, I know there were a handful of games last night. We've got a few finals already in tonight, but I kind of run through what we have at this point.
Well, as far as games tonight, in 8-man football, Knox County 58, Keatsville 0. That's a final. Also a final, the Nottoway Valley Thunder 84 over the Albany Warriors with 6. I have another final, Osceola 65, New Heights Christian 22, Worth County Tigers 56, South Holt 0. And one more, an 8-man final, Liberal edged out Greenfield 22-20. And then move on up into 11-man. I have, I'm looking for a final. Here's a final. Scotland County Tigers 37, Island 20. And Russellville 32, Van Far 18. And then Putnam County Midges 28, South Harrison Bulldogs 14. That's a final. Also a final, Midway Vikings 47, Lone Jack 7. And Westran 22, South Shelby 6, and Warsaw 26, Adrian 0. Let me get to the next page here and pick out the not as many finals. Here's one. North Callaway 30, Macon 22, and Palmyra 50 over Bowling Green with 18. Springfield Catholic 41, Houston Tigers 35. Lawson 42, Lafayette County 28, Lathrop 54, Plattsburgh 6. Lamar defeated East Newton 42-6, and Warsaw defeated Atrian 26-0. Mid Buchanan 48, Lexington 0. And we have Savannah over East Buchanan 43-0. Centralia over Hallsville 36-28. Scotland County 37, Highland 20. Midway 47, Lone Jack 7. Hollister 37, Sarcoxy 20. Valley 42, St. Vincent 7. And again, Putnam County 28, South Harrison 14. And also a game that I announced earlier tonight, it was University Academy 49, Kip Kansas City 0. And
continue.
Okay, I have moving on up a little bigger schools here. Looking for the finals. I have a bunch of fourth quarter scores. I'm trying to. Here's a final: Moberly 35, Osage 38. It's Osage over Moberly 38-35. Nevada 49, Aurora 0. Seneca 42, Mount Vernon 3. Herculaneum 28, Fredericktown 0. It was St. Genevieve 27, University City 13. And McDonald County 32, Cassville 20. And it was Hollister over Sarcoxy 37-20. Mountain Grove 42, St. Michael 28. Lamar over East Newton 42-6. Centralia over Hallsville 36-28. Monette 70, Stratford 0. And a couple Saturday games that will be Lift for Life and Cahokia at 4 o'clock on Saturday afternoon, and Deschênes and Priory will play at 1 o'clock tomorrow. And St. Mary's Academy and the Central Blue Eagles will play at noon in Kansas City. And I have a few more here. Well, I said that. I know I have some more.
Well, I don't know if you've read Hendersonville defeated Bolivar 22-19. That game went right down to the wire. It did go final with Nixa over Webb City 28-20. And just scores that came in to me. CBC over Cardinal Ritter 34-12. DeSmet over MICDS 31-14, and Francis Howell over Fort Zumwalt North 28-7. Eureka shuts out Marquette 35-0, and Oakville over Parkway South 41-3. Parkway West over McClure 35-6. So scores starting to kind of come in here at the Missouri Sports Network, but it's games just now getting over, and there was some weather in my area here, so that may have had a little bit to do. I don't think anybody had a lightning delay or anything like that. It just takes longer to play games when it's raining. But we'll refresh this page, and we'll take a quick timeout, and we will come back. Ryan Cornelson from Republic High School will be joining us at 9:45, and at 10 o'clock, Anthony Hayes from Savannah High School will join us as well. We've reached out to several other coaches, and we expect to hear from them here throughout the show. But keep it right here. You're listening to Friday Night Live on the Missouri Sports Network, MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage.
There's a reason Chevy is called the heartbeat of America. The heartbeat's strong, steady, unwavering. Like the people who keep this country moving, doing what they do best. Helping neighbors, pitching in, getting it done. For them, only America's most dependable truck will do. And every Chevy truck, like every Chevy driver, dependability comes standard.
Seems Bill's up the creek without a paddle. That's not funny. And while he really wants a new boat, at Central Bank, we're helping Bill plan for what's most important. Like retiring early and fishing whenever he wants. Hey, Bill, try it again.
Fine.
Hope a new boat's part of this plan.
Dream bigger, Bill. We're thinking about a cabin, too.
Now that's a plan.
The Walnut Street Inn is located in the heart of Springfield on historic Walnut Street, just blocks away from the Missouri State Campus, Hammons Field, Great Southern Arena, and downtown Springfield. The Walnut Street Inn features newly remodeled rooms, breakfast served daily, and a friendly, accommodating staff. The Walnut Street Inn is also a great venue for private events. Book your stay or get more information at walnutstreetinn.com or call 417-864-6346.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 290,000 participants here in Missouri who take part in high school sports or activities.
Hey, welcome back to Friday Night Live here on the Missouri Sports Network, MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. And as always, Missouri State Highway Patrol reminds us to take that 3 seconds and buckle up. It's 3 seconds that could save your life. Hey, one of our newest sponsors, are you turning 65 soon? Maybe you're already retired. Medicare can be confusing, but it doesn't have to be. At Calhoun and Associates Insurance, they make Medicare enrollment smooth, simple, and stress-free. And that's just the beginning. From choosing the right plan to creating a retirement strategy that lasts, Calhoun and Associates Insurance is your one-stop shop for a secure future. They'll help you understand your options, avoid costly mistakes, and build the retirement you deserve because you've worked hard all your life. Now it's time to enjoy it. Call Calhoun and Associates Insurance today, maybe tomorrow at 417-379-2157 or visit CalhounInsurances.com. Your golden years start with a golden plan. Got Coach Cornelson getting ready to join us here in just a few minutes, if that. But big win for Monette tonight over Stratford. I believe that's back-to-back weeks that Stratford's been shut out as Monette gets them 70-0. It was 65-0 early in the third quarter, so obviously Monette put the brakes on. I was watching a game last night, Ash Grove and El Dorado Springs, and it was 45-0 at the end of the first quarter. And it ended up being 51-13 was the final. We'll run down through. I know we had some finals scores from yesterday, as well as those games that Kent mentioned going on tomorrow. But yesterday was Ash Grove 51-18 over El Dorado Springs. Hazelwood East defeated Parkway Central 40-6, and Saxony Lutheran over Donovan, a very good Donovan team, 35-7. But again, I know it's tough right now because we just don't have all the scores in yet, and a lot of the games maybe just went final. It's only 9:45 here in Southwest Missouri. Well, actually, all of Missouri. It's just 9:45. But waiting here on Coach Cornelson to join us. And Kent, you want to run through those 8-man scores real quick while I'll try and get a hold of Coach Cornelson?
All right, we'll go back to the 8-man. And I have the final here, North Shelby 50, Sweet Springs 48. It's Osceola 65, New Heights Christian 22, Nottoway Valley Thunder 84, the Albany Warriors 6. Liberal edged out Greenfield 22-20. Worth County shut out South Holt 56-0. And Lockwood defeated Drexel 56-8. Knox County knocked off Catesville 58-0. And those are the do you have Coach on now yet?
No, he's not with us yet. Let's go ahead and get started there on that page 2. Where some of those Class 1 scores are. I know Skyline and Buffalo played, and Caruthersville as well.
Okay, I have Putnam County over South Harrison 28-14. Midway 47, Lone Jack 7. West Rand 22, South Shelby 6. Warsaw 26, Adrian 0. And tomorrow, Forsyth and Marionville will play at 7 o'clock. And other finals, Marceline 35, Gallatin 6, Russellville 32, Van Far 18. And it's a final, Scotland County 37, Highland 20, Potosi 39 over Charleston 39-8. And I'm going to jump over here to Class 4. I hadn't gotten to Class 4 before. This evening, I have Glenwood 48, North County 0, Festus 35, Francis House 7, St. Louis University High 35, Hillsboro 0. That's a halftime score. And here's a final, Carl Junction 45 over Rogers Heritage 45-7. And I have final, Warrensburg 42, Cameron 6.
All right, we've got Coach Cornelson on the phone. And welcome to the show now, Republic Tigers head coach Ryan Cornelson. Coach, hey, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, appreciate you having me.
Coach, big win tonight at Waynesville. Tell us a little bit about the game.
Yeah, well, most of the game, and so it was a little bit sloppy, but I felt like we came out, did a pretty good job getting a couple stops there and finding the end zone, and went into half. I believe it was 42 to nothing, and then it's always exciting as a coach for that second half. You're able to get most of your players that don't always get in got in the second half, and were able to finish the game.
You come out. I know it's anytime you get the field in that kind of situation, a lot of times you maybe pull a muscle or something like that. Are you guys pretty healthy coming out of this?
Yeah, I think so. Well, you never know till tomorrow when we get everybody in there that needs to be looked at and see where they're at. But I feel like for the most part we came out healthy. I just you never really know till you get through the weekend a little bit and find out what guys got.
Coach, tell us a little bit about you had a little bit of turnover on your team this year. Tell us about some of the guys who are kind of stepping up and stepping into some roles that were filled a year ago by maybe some seniors that graduated.
Yeah, offensively we returned quite a few guys. In our offensive line was where we had quite had a turnover there. We've got Landon Harper and Chance Gimlin, our two offensive linemen that have been good players for us now for a couple of years, and they were back. Our quarterback Preston is back, and our fullback Isaiah and Owen. So we had a good nucleus guys returning offensively. We've got some new faces in there that struggled week one. That was a tall task. Week one to go against those guys, and so hopefully tonight when we turn on the film that group got better. And then defensively we got Caleb Norman's been our Mike linebacker for 2 years now, going on his third year, and KG and Gavin in the secondary, and Harton on the defensive line. Ethan Montiel's played, so we've got a good nucleus of guys coming back. We just didn't play very well game one in spots, and then hopefully when we get the film that we do a little better tonight.
Well, and this conference is such a juggernaut, and then you've got to open up with the number one team in the state and a class above you. What do you have next week, or who do you have, I guess, and what challenges lay in front of you for next week?
Yeah, the first part of our schedule is the east side. So we got Ozark next week, and then Kickapoo after that before we actually start, our side of the conference. Where we go to the schools in Webb and Joplin and Carthage side of it, and obviously both sides are tough. So we got Ozark next week. That's being close and being another large school. That's always a big game for the area for us, and then Kickapoo another school that those games are always big games, and so we got a tough task, and then leading into our conference play where obviously we got really good side of or really good football on our side of the conference. So a tough schedule. We just got to keep getting better and try to be ready.
Well, you may have maybe three of the top 5 Class 5 teams in the state on your side of the conference there, and that's if nothing else, whoever comes out of that's got a great shot.
Yeah. The worst thing is you got them in conference and then turn around, we're all in the same district, so it's like you're playing, the schedule twice, and it's obviously tough as it is. But then, you got to, flip the switch, do it again in district. So, you got to we'll be battle tested. Whoever comes out of our district is going to, have played a lot of tough teams. So, that we'll be ready, excited for that when that opportunity or when districts start.
Very good. Well, Coach, how far are you from home, Coach?
We haven't left yet.
Oh, so, good heavens! I'm sorry.
Pizza Hut kind of slows down a little bit, so we're trying to get the boys fed, and we'll load up and take off.
All right. Well, Coach, as always, I greatly appreciate you being generous. Congratulations on the win, and we look forward to visiting the remainder of the year.
Hey, I appreciate it.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, man. We'll see you.
Bye-bye. Coach Ryan Cornelson there is kind enough to join us, and I didn't realize he hadn't left Waynesville yet. I thought it was awful quiet bus ride, but he must have been outside on the bus by himself with the kids in there eating. But I know Alan Hilliard is alongside as well, and he maybe give us his opinion of that game, which he attended as well. Alan, how are you?
I'm doing great. It was a very good game for Republic. They came out strong and really never let up that first half. Into the second half, the younger kids came out, did an excellent job to keep the momentum going.
What impressed you most about Republic? What are their numbers like? They got a large sideline.
Oh, there's probably 60, 70 kids, if not more than that, over on their sideline. They had from the 25 to the 25 was just packed.
What I know you've seen some of the scores. What impressed you? What stood out to you? I know I was number one. I think there's back-to-back weeks that Stratford's been shut out, and this time it was 70-0 by Monette. And also, Webb City kind of hung around a little bit there with the Knicks. It was 28-20 was the final, but they had opportunities to maybe send that game to overtime. I guess we lost Allen. But anyway, Kent, here real quick, let's run through the scores, and we'll take another break here in about 6 minutes, but update the scores.
Okay, and I have a new one in. It was Holden 34, Pembroke Hill 18. And in Class 4, I have Nevada 49, Aurora 0. It was Warrenton with 26 over Washington with 7. McDonald County 32-20 over Cassville. Here's the Savannah score you were looking for. It's Savannah 43, East Buchanan 0. Kirksville 21, Chillicothe 14, Harrisonville 22, Bolivar 19, Winnetonka 39, Excelsior Springs 0. The Zizzers of West Plains 28, the Vikings of Parkview 12. It was St. Genevieve 27-13 over University City. Marshall 42, Boonville 35, Monette 70 over Stratford with 0. Fort Zumwalt South 35, Riverview Gardens with 6. And Jeff City over Sullivan 32-0. And then tomorrow's games, Roosevelt and Gateway play at 11. Solden and Miller play at 11. And at 1 o'clock, it'll be Clayton and Westminster Christian. And we'll go up to a little bigger school here. We have looking for a final. Here's a final. St. Mary's Southside 34, Lincoln 10, Capital City 56, Battle 0. Have Neosho 35 over Kickapoo with 13. Nixa 28-20 over Webb City. Warrenton 26, Washington 7. Fort Zumwalt West 35, Belleville West 14, Glendale 44, Willard 12. It was Eureka 35-0 over Marquette, and Winnetonka 39-0 over Excelsior Springs. Carthage 49, Ozark 21, Francis Howell 28, Fort Zumwalt North 7. West Plains 28 over Parkville with 12. Branson 42-13 over Camdenton, and it was Farmington 60-27 over St. Clair. Christian Brothers 34, Cardinal Ritter 12, Jeff City 32-0 over Sullivan. Fort Zumwalt South 35, Riverview Gardens 6. And tomorrow at 1 o'clock, it'll be McLaurin North and Parkway North. And I have, again, Christian Brothers over Cardinal Ritter 34-12. In overtime, it was Seckman 21, Fox 14. Nixa over Webb City 28-20. Eureka over Marquette 35-0. And I have O'Fallon 34, Troy Buchanan 28. Festus 35-7 over Francis Howell. And I have Jackson 32, Ballard 10. Carthage over Ozark 49-21.
Okay, we've got breaking news. Well, we've got breaking news. We've got Anthony Hayes on the phone, and we'll welcome into the show now Savannah head football coach Anthony Hayes. Coach Hayes, thanks so much for joining us.
Hey, thanks for having me on.
Coach, big win tonight over East Buchanan. Tell us about the ball game tonight.
Well, I felt like our kids played hard. We had a good second half. I felt like we were a little sloppy. Had some penalties, called touchdowns back. We had a 21-0 lead, but I didn't feel good about it at halftime. Challenged the kids to put it together in the second half. I don't want to be negative. I felt like we did have some good things that happened. We just kind of shot ourselves in the foot and had a turnover, had a touchdown called back. Just situations where I want us to play cleaner football, and the kids came out. Offense started off with the ball second half and just put together our best drive of the night. Just kind of methodically went down the field, punched it in, get that 28-0, and then I think it just kind of snowballed in our favor from that point on. Had the momentum, and I thought our kids played really, really well. And then once you kind of get to that close to that turbo clock, I tell the kids, start playing for those younger guys. Let's get to 35 so we get everybody in this game. Those kids on the scout team, and so that part was fun in the fourth quarter. Seeing some of those guys that work hard for us get their chance playing Friday Night Lights.
Coach, tell us about about your team, what you have to replace due to graduation. Who are some of the guys stepping into those roles, and you're off to a very successful start.
Yeah, we feel like we got a good football team. You know, we lost some really good senior leadership last year, some kids that we love, and they played really well for us. A couple All-State kids with Landon Nolan, was a 3-year starter, went down and playing at SBU now, and Cooper Burnside, we got to see him after the game tonight. Great kid. He's playing at William Jewell. Jade Martinez was All-State receiver. He's playing at SBU. I mean, just a good senior class of great kids that has helped us build this program, and it's hard to replace kids like that. But we feel like we've really built this thing to where we coach all of our kids. We try to have success on Monday nights with JV and freshmen, and really try to stack some classes of experience and learn our system. So we have a lot of kids stepping in. We have a good mix. You know, we could play 7, 8, sometimes 9 guys that played significant amount of snaps on both sides of the ball last year. We have some good returners. You know, Aiden Connectoffer is our leader. He's been hurt. You know, he got hurt last week, and our backup quarterback has stepped in. Kaylor Strick's done a great job. On defense, we got Jackson Dudek back, and Caden Phillips. Those guys played a lot of meaningful snaps, you know, last year for us. We're all conference guys. Most of our line's back. Mason Wakes, Dana Mark, Gage Klauser. We feel really strong up front on that side of the ball. So, you know, it's kind of a fun mix of experience and then youth. Those guys that played freshman JV ball that just had a great season, and then they progressed in the weight room, and then they've really showed out for us in the summer and have become Friday night guys.
Coach, and again, we're visiting with Anthony Hayes, Savannah State football coach. Tell us a little bit about your conference, kind of handicap that a little bit, and then what district did you end up in?
Yeah, our conference is the MEC, the Midland Empire Conference. Our big rival is Maryville, school north of us, and that's a big game for us every year. Chillicothe, Cameron, good football schools. We got the St. Joseph schools, Benton, Lafayette. For the last few years, St. Pius has been in it, but this is their first year. They went independent, but we kept them on the schedule. As far as districts, we have Class 4, District 8, I believe, and it's a tough one. If we get out of that thing, whoever gets out of that thing, they're going to have a really good shot at the whole thing. Kearney, Smithville, both are top 10 teams or all 3 are top 10 teams in the state right now. I mean, it's a juggernaut to get through that thing. So we're excited. You know, we want to play big, meaningful games against the best teams in the state. So we feel like if we can get better every single week and be a top team in our district, then that means that we're going to have a really, really good chance to play, hopefully, at Mo West in December.
Coach, you come out of this game, you come out of tonight's relatively healthy.
Yeah. You know, last week we had a big injury with our quarterback, and we're going to get him back. I'm excited that it's not a season-ending type thing, but it's going to take some time for him to heal up. But that happened last week. Tonight we're fortunate to get out of this game healthy and everybody ready to go. Like I said, our sophomore quarterback stepped in last week, played phenomenal, had another great game tonight, Kaylor Strick, and so we'll be okay. But we're excited that we're going to be able to get Aiden back as well.
What's the challenge in front of you next week?
Kirksville, good football team with a really good football coach. Coach Nesbitt really turned that program around last year. He's a longtime head football coach at Truman State. He knows what he's doing. He puts together a tough defense. They got to come to Savannah this year. We lost 7-6. They blocked what we thought would be a game-winning field goal with under 2 minutes last year. So it was a really close defensive battle. And so we're going to have a really great week of preparation. We're going to try to enjoy this one for at least tonight, and then turn our eyes on them tomorrow.
Very good. Well, Coach, as always been a friend of the show, and you chiming in, and hopefully we get to visit with you throughout the season and maybe even into week 15.
Yeah, Guy, I appreciate you. Hope life is well in Southwest Missouri. I got a lot of people down there that I still talk to and love down there, and I still keep track of all that. So I hope you're doing well, and appreciate you having me on.
You bet. Thanks, Coach. Have a great day.
You too.
Mm-hmm. Bye. Coach Anthony Hayes there from Savannah, their state-ranked team as well this year. And Coach Hayes, obviously, a lot of folks know him. He, played at, I believe, Union High School in Tulsa. Tulsa Union, transferred. He played here at SBU. Then he coached at Parkview for a number of years, was an assistant here at Bolivar, and then at Parkview, then at Branson. And his wife is from that area in Savannah and got an administrative job, and got to visit with him a couple of times up there at the quarterback club. He was kind enough to come in, but I always enjoy visiting with Coach Anthony Hayes, except the one time I referred to him during an interview when he was at Branson as Anthony Hopkins. And he let it slide, went on. I went back and listened to it, and I was like, good grief, Coach, I'm so sorry. I don't know if I'd just watch an Anthony Hopkins movie or what, but hope everyone out there is enjoying it. It was a great night for high school football in the area. Weather-wise was superb. A little rain in some places, but otherwise a great night, nice and cool. A little bit of a breeze, but got a big fire going and got some ham and beans on the fire, and so looking forward to that after the show tonight. Again, if you want to message us, you can go to YouTube page and subscribe, and you can drop us notes there in the chat, and we're the only ones that will see them. And if you'd like us to, we can mention your name. If there's a game out there that you were at that we haven't talked about yet, the final score, hey, shoot us a text or a message right there. You can email us at MissouriSportsNetwork@gmail.com. But, hey, I encourage you to sign up and follow us on Twitter. We've got a lot of shows coming out every week with Missouri Milestones. The podcast comes out on Thursday mornings. Other shows that come out, including Where Are They Now Wednesdays. We have morning updates. We have High School Game Day. Today on High School Game Day, we were fortunate to have our 70 Dealers of the Ozarks Athletes of the Week, Francis Howe, North pitcher, Lexi Lonis, and quarterback from Glendale, 577 total yards last week. And that's something you've seen at Glendale before, but not under Coach Frank Tristan. But Cash Newberry had a tremendous week here. He's a senior there at Glendale. You can go back and watch those interviews and listen to what those young people had to say. We're going to take a really quick timeout here. We come back. Brent Maxwell from Harrisonville will join us. They got a win at Bolivar tonight. So without further ado, I'll let you hear from some of our sponsors.
The Walnut Street Inn is located in the heart of Springfield on historic Walnut Street, just blocks away from the Missouri State campus, Hammonds Field, Great Southern Arena, and downtown Springfield. The Walnut Street Inn features newly remodeled rooms, breakfast served daily, and a friendly, accommodating staff. The Walnut Street Inn is also a great venue for private events. Book your stay or get more information at walnutstreetinn.com or call 417-864-6346.
Welcome back to Friday Night Live here on the Missouri Sports Network. Certainly glad that you've tuned in. And as always, the Missouri State Highway Patrol reminds us to take that 3 seconds and buckle up. It's 3 seconds that could save your life. Kent, here we got a couple of minutes before Coach Maxwell joins us. Going back to the score desk, any updates?
Yes, I do. Here's I'll start out with that overtime final. Seckman 21, Fox 14. Have Nixa over Webb City 28-20. Eureka 35, Marquette 0. It's Christian Brothers over Cardinal Ritter 34-12. Summit 41, Lindbergh 35. Have the Lebanon Yellow Jackets, 38. Joplin 33. O'Fallon 34, Troy Buchanan 28. Have Carthage over Ozark 49-21. Neosho over Kickapoo 35-13. Howell 28, Fort Zumwalt North 7. And let's see. Have Jackson over Ballard 32-10.
Welcome to the show, Harrisonville Wildcats head football coach Brent Maxwell. Coach Maxwell, thanks for joining us.
Hey, thanks for having us.
A big win tonight. Back and forth game with Bolivar. You come out on top 22-19. Tell us about the ball game.
You know, it was a good win. I mean, first of all, credit to Bolivar. I think they're a good team, very, very well coached. But I really felt like our kids kind of showed some grit.
tonight. Probably grew up quite a bit. Again, we got some great senior leadership, but we do still have a lot of inexperienced juniors and a ton of sophomores and even a freshman playing quality minutes. And at a couple points, in the game when they could have easily just given up because Bolivar, we kind of make a push and score a touchdown, and they were able to come right back and answer it. And they could have easily given up, but they didn't. They just kept fighting, and we came up with a huge turnover there. Tyson or Garrett Paris actually came up with a huge hit on the receiver. If he doesn't fumble it, that probably seals the game, to be honest, because we'd already used our timeouts. And but just a great quality tackle, and the receiver fumbled it, and Tyson Wyatt-Smith at linebacker was able to pick it up and run it several yards, and a few plays later we were able to punch it in with short time left, and we were able to hold them out with a prevent defense there at the end. So a lot of positive things tonight.
And Coach, I know we visited with you during a high school game day here a couple of weeks ago. You talked a little bit about some of those players. Tell us a little bit about some of the guys that maybe if you're 2 weeks into it now, you're 20% through the season or the regular season anyway. Tell us about who's kind of stepping up and filling some of those roles that you lost to graduation.
Sure. They all have at this point. Again, we've played two pretty solid teams, and it hadn't been extremely pretty at times, but they just kind of show grit, and they're very, very coachable, and they're in it for each other. I don't think we have any superstars, and we don't have any individuals necessarily. So I think up front we're starting to find our identity a little bit. I thought coming into this that followers, they looked extremely, extremely physical up front. I mean, as a whole team, but especially up front against Osage last week. And we kind of preached that all week, but I felt like they kind of got after us maybe in that first quarter a little bit. But, and I don't know that they let down, but our guys kind of, absorbed it, initially. And once they were kind of figured out what we were talking about, I felt like we responded very well up front. Able to get some great push on defense and get some great movement on offense, finally allow us to get some things established, in which we were struggling to do, early on. But offensively, I think, our Levi Hall at quarterback has done a tremendous job, and then he's still got a long, ways to go. And but he's a tremendous competitor, is putting us in good positions. I think Striker Gilmore, sophomore receiver, he kind of stepped up last week, and we added a couple more wrinkles in this week, and he made a tremendous play tonight to be able to extend the drive. Honestly may have ended up being the biggest play of the game, which allowed us to score our go-ahead touchdown. The second. Brody McNeil at receiver had a great night tonight, blocking and catching the ball and getting some tremendous yards after catch. Defensively, I feel like Braden Campbell did a great job in the secondary. They got a quality quarterback and several great receivers. We did a pretty good job of shutting down that running back. He does a great job, but we were able to kind of contain him early on, kind of force him to throw the football a little bit, and they at times had some success. But again, our young guys responded well, and kind of came up with some plays when we absolutely needed, and we kind of didn't break, too often. We did give up a couple big ones, but again, I felt like they responded well, and I think, like I said, there's a lot of things with that we need to get fixed, but there's a lot of positives, and great way to get out of there. Sure beats the feeling we were feeling last year whenever they came in and was able to sneak out with the 1-point win in overtime. So great ball game, I think, as a fan. Other than somebody had to lose on the scoreboard, I don't know that you could have asked much more out of a high school football game.
Yeah, and Coach, you coming out of tonight's game, are you guys relatively healthy? No. I mean, I know everybody's going to have bumps and bruises. It's football.
Sure. But, yeah. No, absolutely. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, sure. I'm sure they are going to be sore. Like I said, it was a very physical game for both teams for all 4 quarters. So yeah, I'm sure they'll be banged up a little bit. But as far as I know, we didn't have any major injuries, and we'll try to take care of some of those, over the weekend, and we're focused to opening up the conference season against Center High School, which also I believe won tonight, so they're 2-0 coming. We got to go to their place, so
We'll enjoy this one on the bus ride home tonight. Not that it's too far, but it's a little long. But then we'll quickly turn our focus to them and see what we need to do to be successful again.
Very good. Well, Coach, you talked about Kansas City Center next week. What challenges do they provide for you?
You know what? They're very, very athletic. They're skilled kids, and I haven't seen a ton of film on them just yet. But they were kind of down last year a little bit, I think. But it appears they've had a great off season, and their skill positions are extremely dangerous. They can score from just about any point on the field if you're not careful, and they rally to the ball on defense. So we'll have to be extremely disciplined and be fundamentally sound, I think, to go up there and get a win. I think hopefully one slight advantage maybe our guys up front, just because they are older and have some experience in which they may not have just yet. But we'll have to take advantage of that, I believe.
Very good. Well, Coach, I was at the game tonight for a bit, and I didn't really want to interrupt you, but I did get to visit with your audio or your media guys for a little bit upstairs.
Oh, yeah.
They were very, very nice, very pleasant to talk to. But, Coach, hey, congratulations on the win, and thank you so much for being part of the show tonight, and safe travels home.
All right. Thanks, guy. Appreciate you.
You bet, Coach. Coach Brent Maxwell from Harrisonville High School, kind enough to join us on the show tonight. 22-19, they win, and last year kind of was a nail biter. They lost in overtime to Bolivar by 1 point in that contest a year ago. We're going back to the score desk, Kent, as we wait. Coach Ryan Boyer from Warsaw will be joining us next. But what scores do we have now at this time?
Okay, I have Marshall 42 over Boonville with 35. Carl Junction, even their record at 1-1, defeating Heritage out of Arkansas 45-7. Caruthersville moves their record to 2-0, defeating Malden 61-0. Potosi 39, Charleston 8. Christian Brothers 34, Cardinal Ritter 12. Clever 55, Cuba 0. Lamar is 2-0 after defeating East Newton 42-6. Winnetonka 42, Excelsior Springs 0. Center 19, and they defeated Schlegel, which is in Kansas City, Kansas. Center 19, Schlegel 8. Fort Zumwalt South 35, Riverview Gardens 6. Hannibal over Lutheran St. Charles 67-0. Haiti 42, Portageville 20. St. Louis University High 35, Hillsboro 14. Central Park Hills moves to 2-0, defeating Jefferson in Festus 21-20. And I have Liberty 38, Liberty North 22. They're both 1-1 after 2 games of the season. Logan Rogersville 47, Ava 36. Louisiana 34, Crystal City 16. North Callaway 30, Macon 22. Have Mexico over Southern Boone 28-7. We have Pattonsburg over Mound City 48-20. Have Nixa 28, Webb City 20. Carthage 49, Ozark 21. Palmyra 50, Bowling Green 18. Parkway West 35, McClure 6. Willow Springs over Pleasant Hope with Halfway 40-0. Have Hollister 37 over Sarcoxy with 20. Saxony Lutheran 35, Donovan 7. And have South Callaway 40, Herman 7. Worth County.
We've got Coach Boyer on now from Warsaw. Let's go to the phone lines here real quick. and we welcome into the show Warsaw head coach Ryan Boyer. Coach Boyer, thanks for joining us.
Hey, appreciate you having me on.
Coach, tell us a little bit about the game. Big win over Adrian tonight.
Yeah, we're proud of how the boys came out and played. Big game in a lot of different categories as actually our conference opener. And we don't pay a whole lot of attention to rankings, but they're out there, so we knew how big it was for us. And like I said, our kids did a great job of coming ready to play right out of the gate and handled adversity in a lot of different fronts, from weather to just the game in general. So they played hard all night.
Coach, tell us about some of the young men that really played well for you tonight that stood out.
Offensively, we knew we were going to have to throw the ball for as big as they were up front. And our quarterback, Ryan Fajan, he did a great job. We installed a lot of things this week, just tweaked some things and made some adjustments. And he just did a great job executing it, having a lot of poise in the pocket and just making good decisions. We stressed to him managing the game, and he really distributed the ball all the way around. Josh Harveth, he's our go-to back, but we have so many other guys that contribute. And Josh was able to catch for a touchdown, rush for a touchdown, but again, anybody and everybody in between did great. And our O-line, we're a little dinged up there, to start the year, and had some guys getting their first starts at the varsity level, and so they did a great job holding their own. And then defensively, they just flew around and hit all night. We won the turnover battle, which is always key, and again, just as a team, as a unit, had 11 hats to the ball.
Very good. You come out of tonight's contest relatively healthy.
We did. We had a few little minor, here and there things, and we'll find out about a couple or one other tomorrow for sure. But overall, the style of ball we play, everybody did very well and walked away pretty unscathed.
Very good. What's the challenge for you next week?
Next week we get to go on the road. This will be our first one on the road. We'll travel up to Higginsville, play Lafayette County, and again, just another tough opponent. And that's something that we really pride ourselves on. When we get a chance to get some non-conference games, we want to make sure that we try to schedule, as good as we can get, because we want to make sure that our kids are ready when it really matters most, which is, come postseason. And so Higginsville gives us that challenge for sure.
District's assignments, came out a week ago. Were you surprised by your district? And tell us a little bit about who's in it.
Yeah, it's one. We kind of where we lay and the districts that we draw, it's year in and year out. There's always going to be top teams in there, top teams in the state, and we've been fortunate that we have been in that category also through the years. And so, what we always stress to our kids is control what you can. And, there are a lot of games and a lot of things that can happen between now and week 10 and on. And so, again, we take it one game at a time. And again, the other part of that is if you want to be the best, you got to beat the best. And so we'll cross that bridge.
Outstanding. Well, Coach Boyer, again, we were visiting there with Coach Ryan Boyer at Warsaw, and Coach, I appreciate you being generous with your time, and we look forward to catching up with you throughout the season.
Hey, sounds great. Thank you.
You bet. Thanks, Coach. Bye-bye. Coach Ryan Boyer there from Warsaw, and Mike sends us a message here that Lamar is 1-1, and I did make that correction. The Misha website had it messed up, but Mike, I appreciate you listening. But yes, Lamar is 1-1. McDonald County beat them a week ago, and then they went out and got Cashville tonight. So McDonald County obviously is pretty much for real. We're going to step away and take a timeout. We'll come back and we'll run through the scores and hopefully get some more coaches on as well. Here you're listening to Friday Night Live on the Missouri Sports Network, MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. And we'll be back after this.
Any given Saturday, and a little work. And a little play.
Hey, little help?
And a truck that says no to nothing.
Hi, Dad. Can we give them a ride?
Yeah.
The Silverado Trail Boss and Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
Leaders know there's no guide to greatness. When everyone else says something can't be done, they know it only hasn't been done. Yet. True leaders weather the fiercest storms and look deep within themselves to rise above and help others find their way forward. At Great Southern Bank, we're proud to partner with visionaries that help raise the tide for all of us. And when you're ready to bring your vision to life, we'll be right behind you with award-winning support.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool.
On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah! Be great.
Participate!
Hey now, welcome back here to Friday Night Live on the Missouri Sports Network, MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. And presented by Calhoun and Associates Insurance. Hey, are you nearing retirement or just turned 65? Medicare shouldn't feel like a maze. Calhoun and Associates Insurance, they guide you step by step, just like a good neighbor would. Hey, they've helped hundreds of folks like you pick up the right Medicare plan and build a retirement strategy that fits your needs and your dreams. Because planning for the future shouldn't be stressful. It should be empowering. Hey, you've earned peace of mind. Now let's make sure that you get it. Call Calhoun and Associates Insurance in the morning at 417-379-2157 or visit calhouninsurances.com. Local experts, personalized advice, real peace of mind. We're starting to fill up that scoreboard. I know Darren Archer back in the studio is working hard at getting those scores up. And if you refresh the page, again, at scoreboardguy.net, they should, more than half of them, I'm sure, are there. I don't know. I'll have to check in on DA in the studio and see if he's giving me an ugly look if I say that. But, yeah, he says more than half of them are there. So we'll refresh that page at scoreboardguy.net, but we'll go back to the score desk and playing on sports, Kent Mueller.
Okay, yes, I have South Callaway 40, Herman 7, Worth County over South Holt 56-0. Van Horn defeated Southeast 48-0. Have University Academy 49, Kip Legacy of Kansas City 0. Holden defeated Pembroke Hill 34-18. We have Blair Oaks 44, Lutheran North 26. St. Dominic dominated Normandy 65-0. Valley Catholic 42, St. Vincent 7. Jeff City over Sullivan 32-0. St. Joseph Christian 40, Tarkio 34. I have Russellville over Van Far 32-18. Warrenton defeated Washington 26-7. And Westran 22 over South Shelby with 6. And I have St. Genevieve 27 over University City with 13. 27-13. St. Genevieve wins that game. Polo 22, Trenton 6. North Shelby edged Sweet Springs 50-48. And Stockton edged Miller 28-27. At Mountain Grove 42 over St. Michael with 28. Have Smithville defeating Truman 49-14. And Bishop LeBlanc defeated Schuyler County 54-8. It was Savannah 43, East Buchanan 0. Salisbury 52-0 over Mark Twain. Rolla defeated Hillcrest 48-0. Chaminade defeated Poplar Bluff 14-7. It was DeSoto over Perryville 31-14. And Kirkwood defeated Pattonville 42-7, as did Oakville defeating Parkway South 41-3. St. Francis Borgia 47, Owensville 24. Santa Fe 30, Northland Christian 22. Seneca defeated Mount Vernon 42-3. Eureka shut out Marquette 35-0. Kabul 42, Lutheran South 31. And I have Mid Buchanan 48, Lexington 0. Lafayette defeated Hazelwood Central 49-0, while Jennings defeated John Burroughs 27-7. Holden defeated Pembroke Hill 34-18, while Hazelwood East defeated Parkway Central 40-6. And let's see here. I have Windsor edging out Cole Camp 18-14. Central of Cape Girardeau 26. St. Charles West 7. Carrollton 28. Northeast of Kansas City 0. That's Carrollton over northeast of Kansas City 28-20. Branson 42. Camdenton 13. Skyline 28. Buffalo 22. And Harrisonville defeated Bolivar 22-19. It was Blue Springs over Lee Summit 28-7, and Ash Grove over Eldorado Springs 51-18. We have Marshall over Boonville 42-35. Carl Junction defeated Heritage High out of Arkansas 45-7, while it was Caruthersville 61-0 over Malden. Potosi 39, Charleston 8. Christian Brothers defeated Cardinal Ritter 34-12. Clever 55, Cuba 0. Lamar over East Newton 42-6, and it was Winnetonka 42-0 over Excelsior Springs. Central High of in Kansas City 19, Schlegel of Kansas City, Kansas 8. That's 19-8. Center over Schlegel. Fort Zumwalt South 35, Riverview Gardens 6. Hannibal defeated Lutheran St. Charles 67-0. Atai defeated Portageville 42-20, and it was Slough 35, Hillsboro 14. Central Park Hills defeated Jefferson of Festus 21-20. Liberty defeated Crosstown Liberty North 38-22. And it was Logan Rogersville 47, Ava 36. Louisiana 34, Crystal City 16. North Callaway 30, Macon 22. Mexico 28, Southern Boone 7. It was Pattonsburg over Mound City 48-20, while Nixa defeated Webb City 28-20. Carthage 49, Ozark 21, Palmyra 50. Bowling Green 18. Parkway West 35 over McClure with 6. It was Willow Springs defeating Pleasant Hope with halfway 40-0. And it was Hollister over Sarcoxy 37-20. Saxony Lutheran over Doniphan 35-7. South Callaway 40, Herman 7. Worth County defeated South Holt 56-0, while Van Horn shut out Southeast 48-0. St. Dominic shut out Normandy Collaborative 65-0. And Valley Catholic defeated St. Vincent 42-7. It was Jeff City over Sullivan 32-0, while it was St. Joe Christian 40, Tarkio 34. University Academy defeated Kip KC Legacy 49-0. It was Russellville 32, Van Far 18. Warrenton over Washington 26-7. West Rand 22, South Shelby 6. It was St. Genevieve 27 over University City with 13. Polo 22, Trenton 6. North Shelby edged out Sweet Springs 50-48. Stockton with Sheldon 28. And a close one over Miller 28-27. Mountain Grove 42, St. Michael the Archangel 28. It was Smithville 49, Truman 14. Bishop LeBlanc 54 over Schuyler County with 8. Savannah shut out East Buchanan 43-0, while Salisbury shut out Mark Twain 52-0, and Rolla shut out Hillcrest 48-0. Chaminade defeated Poplar Bluff 14-7. DeSoto defeated Perryville 31-14, while Kirkwood came out on top against Pattonville 42-7, and Oakville defeated Parkway South 41-3. St. Francis Borgia 47 over Owensville with 24. Santa Fe defeated Northland Christian 30-22. And Seneca defeated Mount Vernon 42-3. Eureka 35, Marquette 0. Kabul 42 over Lutheran South with 31. Mid-Buchanan 48 over Lexington with 0. Lafayette defeated Hazelwood Central 49-0. Jennings over John Burroughs 27-7. Holden over Pembroke Hill 34-18. Hazelwood East 40, Parkway Central 6. Let's see, I have Windsor over Cole Camp 18-14. Central Cape Girardeau 26 over St. Charles West with 7. Carrollton 28 northeast of Kansas City with 20. Branson over Camdenton 42-13. Skyline over Buffalo 28-22. Harrisonville edged out Bolivar 22-19, while Blue Springs defeated Lee Summit 28-7.
All
Ash
right.
Grove. All right.
We will bring back Alan. Alan Hillier from Alan Hillier Sports is back with us. He's kind of lost his signal there, but was talking a little bit about that contest tonight that he got to see with Republic in Waynesville. And Republic's awfully good, aren't they?
That is a very good contender, especially for their, when they come to conference time on their side of the bracket of things. They're going to be a team that's going to be very competitive in that space.
As you look at, and we were just talking with Ryan Cornelson here at the beginning of the show, the fact that, he right now is playing on the other side of the bracket, but if he goes to, once he gets onto his side of the bracket, there's going to be 3 teams that are ranked in the top 5 in the state in Class 5 with Carthage, Whip City, and himself. That's going to be a gauntlet. Whoever gets out of there. And then the fact that, and he mentioned this, that those teams are in the same district, so it's like playing them twice. Playing a conference schedule twice.
Exactly. You've got really 3 of the better teams in Class 5 in the same district playing each other beforehand. So any one of those 3 teams, I think, has a good shot at moving on to Final 4, possibly, if not going further than that. And then in Class 6, again, another Knicks favorite after they defeated Webb City tonight. So I would say they're going to be someone to reckon with.
Yeah, it is. Any scores coming in, and I know there's a couple. One, Blair Oaks, beat Lutheran North 44-26. I thought I thought Webb City, the Webb City Nixa game, was a tremendous game. Webb City had an opportunity there to win. Warsaw kind of handled Adrian a little bit. I was surprised that Stratford got shut out again, and by 70 points to a Monette team that had struggled in the past. But any scores that kind of stick out to you?
Now, one that kind of stuck out to me was the Glendale score. Glendale really coming out strong. I was looking at them thinking they may be in the bottom half of the COC standings, but big victory over Willard tonight. That was a score that kind of took me by surprise.
Well, Cash Newberry, their quarterback, he was our Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks Athlete of the Week. They had 577 total yards a week ago, albeit in an overtime loss to Neosho. But, putting those kind of numbers we have seen in the past from Nixa, but those were all mock coach teams. And now Frank Tristan obviously has got some folks there that he feels like can kind of push the envelope as well. And so, yeah, they do get a big win over a very good Willard team. And, he was a little nervous going into it because, he knew some of those kids because he had coached there. He thought, man, they're going to be up, play against their former coach and things of that nature. But, Glendale does get a big win.
Yep, and then the rest of the COC, just really good matchups coming in tonight. Lebanon and Joplin, a 2-point game. Lebanon picking up the victory, showing that they're going to be competitive again also in Class 5.
Yeah, I got to watch that game. They looked like they were going to run away and hide for a little bit, and then Joplin got back in it.
Yeah, Lebanon's one of those teams where they've been to, I think, 8 or 9 district titles in the last 10 or 12 years. So they're a team that once they get there, they're a really solid team and they can compete. They're used to competing in those district championships.
Well, and they limit your possessions and they chew up the clock, and just their ability to run the ball is second to none over the past decade and a half. They've won, I don't know, however many district championships, but they've continued to have to run into a Webb City or a Carthage or something like that in the next round after districts, and just haven't been able to get over that hump. And maybe this year is a year they can get over that hump.
Exactly. This year with Waynesville dropping down into that district and a few teams moving, you've got a chance for Lebanon, I believe. I'm not sure if they go to the east this year or if they go back towards Webb City here. I'm looking on the computer to find out, but I think if they're going to the east, they're another favorite possibly to, make their way to a championship game appearance down the road.
You bet. Well, Alan, what's on your docket here over the weekend?
Well, I got some youth football tomorrow night, but next week we got some Willard Tigers coming to town, middle school wise, and then Friday night I'll be broadcasting Waynesville at Willard. So again, another matchup of the Tigers.
Very good. And people want to watch, what do they do? Go to your YouTube channel, Alan Hilliard Sports on YouTube?
Yep, exactly. And then also on my Facebook, Alan Hilliard Sports. It has the links to everything this week, including volleyball and softball. If they're wanting to watch something, they're always welcome to.
Very good. Well, Alan, hey, thanks for getting the cell signal back, or maybe you've got a landline in your car. I'm not sure really what happened, but you stay in touch, and we'll talk to you soon.
All right, sounds good. I'll talk to you later.
Bye. It's Alan Hilliard from Alan Hilliard Sports. He was at that contest tonight. Another final, Tipton beats Fairgrove 28-21. That was a kind of a marquee matchup across the state, just like the Blair Oaks Lutheran North game was. Fairgrove had a lead in that game for a little bit, and then Fairgrove had to replace a ton of special the returners. Returner was gone. He was a Springfield area quarterback club, most valuable player of the year. They get to the state championship game a year ago against Lamar, and you just thought, man, they just lost a bunch, but they're still pretty good, and they're really well coached. With Coach Boris does a tremendous job there. But we'll step away real quick here. We've reached out to a couple more coaches, and if they can get a call, if they can decide they can get on the show, then we'll get them on. Right now, we'll step away, take a timeout, and we'll come back and we'll run through the scores one more time, and then we'll get out of your hair, everybody. We'll be back after these messages from your Missouri Sports Network.
Any given Saturday. And a little work. And a little play. Hey, little help? And a truck that says no to nothing.
Hi, Dad. Can I get them a ride?
Yeah. The Silverado Trail Boss and Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
Leaders know there's no guide to greatness. When everyone else says something can't be done, they know it only hasn't been done yet. True leaders weather the fiercest storms and look deep within themselves to rise above and help others find their way forward. At Great Southern Bank, we're proud to partner with visionaries that help raise the tide for all of us. And when you're ready to bring your vision to life, we'll be right behind you with award-winning support.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool.
On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah! Be great.
Participate!
Hey, welcome back to Friday Night Live here on the Missouri Sports Network. Guy Newcomb alongside Kent Mueller at the scoreboard desk. Darren Archer back in the studio. Coaches, we appreciate that you have called in as well. Just want to give you a heads up next week. I'm getting a phone call from West Chicago, Illinois. So I'm going to take this, and I'm going to assume that it's Coach Andrew Blakemore. So we'll see what happens here. Well, welcome back and welcome into the show. University Academy head coach Andrew Blakemore. Coach Blakemore, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, happy to be here.
Coach, a huge win tonight. Tell us a little bit about the game and some of your kids that stood out.
Yeah, we were happy to get back on the winning side. You know, we had a week one against Lincoln Prep. Give them a lot of credit. They, kind of smacked us in the mouth week one, and so we had to reset a few things. But yeah, we were able to run the ball tonight, and that's, we're excited to do that this year. We've got two senior running backs, Eric West and Lynn Fletcher, and sophomore back Sean Leverett. And those boys really toted the rock well tonight, and our offensive line was able to create some great holes for them, and so we were pleased.
Very good. Well, Coach, tell us a little bit about some of the kids that maybe had to step into some different roles this year for you, maybe due to graduation, or maybe they've just matured into those roles. But who are some of the standout kids, especially from tonight?
Yeah, our team definitely last year and even going into this year is led by our defense. And so we're lucky to have two of our captains back, Julian Wilson and Caleb Barber, and they were wreaking havoc again tonight. And then, we're younger in some of our offensive line spots and at quarterback and wide receiver. And so, our quarterback, Talon Peavy, he's voted a captain this year, and he's doing a good job leading the team. He's always keeping a level head. He's a 4.0 kid, so he's just an ideal kid to have back there, kind of calling the plays with us. A young man tonight, Teron Trice. He had great returns for us last week. He returned a punt for us last week, and tonight we slided him into the starting wide receiver role, and he had a pretty big catch there in the first half, about a 40-yard pass, and contested catch. And so we're excited to see him continue to grow and get the ball to him so he can operate in space a little more.
Coach, tell us a little bit about your district. I believe you're Class 3, maybe District 7.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about those members and what you know about them. And will you get to see them this year?
Yeah, so we're with Misha every year. You think you kind of might know who's going to be in your district, and then they swap a few teams in, a few teams out. Pembroke got moved up to Class 3 this year, and when I had heard that was happening, I figured they'd be in our district, but they're just bumped up one above us. I believe Boonville had a big win last week, and so I know they were sitting in the top spot. I'm not sure if that got shook up at all as the results come in from tonight, but I don't know a whole lot about Boonville, so we'll be keeping an eye on them, and we're excited that Center's in our district. They're just down the street from us, and so that's a nice little just local KC rival. We always look forward to seeing them and getting a chance to play with them. And then St. Michael's, they've been in our district, and they're also in our conference, in the Crossroads Conference, and so looking forward to watching them, getting more of their film. I know they got a brand new head coach, and he brought in some new guys, and they're doing some new things on offense and defense. So, it's early, but it looks like the district is kind of still a lot of time to figure out who's gonna land where.
You've got North Kansas City next week. What do you know about them, and what challenges do they present to your team?
Well, I'm glad we're not playing North Kansas City because I think they're Class 5 or
Oh,
Class
I'm
6
sorry, Northeast Kansas City.
Yeah.
My apologies.
Yeah. It's funny you said that. I said, we do? I got to talk to my athletic director. We play Northeast. I'm good friends with Coach Rosie, and I know he just took over that program out in Northeast. So, we're just looking forward to studying the film. I'm sure we'll be getting in there soon, and what kind of tendencies we can pull, and hoping to keep things rolling. We saw Northeast in our jamboree over at Pembroke a couple weeks ago, and we were able to have some success, and got a good idea of what they're looking to try to do, and so we're just kind of hoping to, again, focus on us and focus on what we need to do to get better and execute and clean up silly penalties and whatnot, and that falls on the coaching staff. So we're excited. We're excited to get under the lights on Friday and keep this thing rolling.
And again, we're visiting with University Academy head coach Andrew Blakemore. Coach, we have a rule here on the Missouri Sports Network that in order to become an official friend of the show, you have to make 3 appearances. So can we count on you a couple more times this year?
Yeah, definitely. We cue something up. I know I was talking earlier with our announcer, and he said you guys try to reach out after a win, so it's a lot easier than doing that,
Yeah. Well, that's the only time we do that. Now, basketball coaches are a little bit different. If they get a loss, they come back and play the next day. Football coaches got to sit on that all week. So we don't typically don't have any football coaches on that have not been on the top side of the scoreboard. But Coach, I greatly appreciate it. It was great to visit with you, and look forward to visit with you again.
Thank you. Look forward to it as well. Y'all do a great job, and I appreciate you supporting local high school football.
All right, you bet, Coach. Thanks for calling.
Yep. Take care. Bye.
Coach Andrew Blakemeyer. That's probably the first phone call we've got on here with an Illinois number. But if you think that's a spam call, I'm going to answer it, and somebody's going to be trying to sell me Cheese Whiz. But and Kent, one more time here before we jump off, I will let you run through the scoreboard. For those of you just tuning in, we are still adding scores. You can go to MissouriSportsNetwork.com, click on the scoreboard. Scores will be right there. You can also view some of the college scores from around the state of Missouri as well. You can go back into our archives and check on our Athletes of the Week, sponsored by Chevrolet and the Missouri State Highway Patrol. And go to our Twitter account. My pinned tweet is our Missouri Milestones list of 1,000-point scores, and we've started adding some football things to that. But I know we've got a lot of viewers tonight. We've got some messages on the message board. I encourage people to do that. We got one from Mike early on the Lamar being 1-1. But hey, reach out to us, email us if we're not covering something that you think we ought to cover, let us know. Send us an email at MissouriSportsNetwork@gmail.com, and we will do whatever you want. But you got to follow us. You want to be the smartest fan in the stands? You need to follow Missouri at Missouri Sports Network, at Scoreboard Guy, and at Playing_Sports. And as always, back to the score desk. And Kent, you have the floor.
Okay, and I'll start out with the big class of teams. It was the Los Angeles Chargers 27, the Kansas City Chiefs 21. They both had a road game, but it was the Chargers 27 and the Chiefs 21. Now back to smaller classes than that. We have Blair Oaks 44, Lutheran North 26, Blue Spring South 44, Park Hill South 21, Marshall 42 over Boonville 42-35, Fulton over California 12-6, Carl Junction 45, Heritage out of Arkansas with 7. That's Carl Junction over Heritage 45-7. Caruthersville shut out Malden 61-0. Potosi 39, Charleston 8. It was Christian Brothers 34, Cardinal Ritter 12. Clever 55 over Cuba with 0. And Lamar defeated East Newton 42-6. Minnetonka defeated Excelsior Springs 42-0. It was Center High in Kansas City 19, defeating Schlegel out of Kansas City, Kansas 8. It was 19-8, Center over Schlegel. Fort Zumwalt South 35, Riverview Gardens 6. Glendale 44, Willard 12. Kearney 56, Grandview 13. Hannibal defeated Lutheran St. Charles 67-0. Hayti 42, Portageville 20. SLU 35 over Hillsboro with 14. It was Jackson over Louisville Ballard out of Kentucky 32-10. Central Park Hills edged out Jefferson Festus 21-20, while Kelly edged out Scott City with Chaffee 16-14. Lebanon 38, Joplin 33. Liberty in a crosstown rivalry game with Liberty North. Liberty came out ahead 38-22. Logan Rogersville 47, Ava 36. Louisville 34, Crystal City 16. North Callaway 30, Macon 22. Mexico defeated Southern Boone 28-7, while Monette beat Stratford 70-0. Pattonsburg defeated Mound City 48-20. It was Nevada over Aurora 49-0, while it was Nixa 28, Webb City 20. North Point edged out Holt 20-7. Carthage over Ozark 49-21. Palmyra defeated Bowling Green 50-18. Parkway West defeated McClure 35-6. It was Willow Springs, Pleasant Hope with halfway 0. Ladue edged out Rittenauer 40-39. Hollister defeated Sarcoxy 37-20. Saxony Lutheran defeated Doniphan 35-7. South Callaway 40, Herman 7. Worth County 56 over South Holt with 0. Van Horn defeated Southeast 48-0. That's southeast of Kansas City. And St. Dominic shut out Normandy Collaborative 65-0. Valley Catholic defeated St. Vincent 42-7. Jeff City defeated Sullivan 32-0. While it was St. Joe Christian 40, Tarkio 34. Tipton defeated Fair Grove 28-21. University Academy defeated Kip KC Legacy 49-0. Russellville defeated Van Far 32-18, while it was Warrenton 26 over Washington with 7. Westran 22, South Shelby 6. It was Wright City 14 over Winfield with 8. Wright City over Winfield 14-8. Warsaw defeated Adrian 26-0. Eldon over Versailles 62-0. St. Genevieve defeated University City 27-13. Polo defeated Trenton 22-6. While it was North Shelby edging out Sweet Springs in a high-scoring game 50-48. Stockton with Sheldon defeated Miller 28-27. Lee Summit North defeated Staley 45-21. Mountain Grove 42. St. Michael 28. While it was Smithville defeating Truman 49-14. Bishop LeBlanc came out on top against Schuyler County 54-8. Savannah 43. East Buchanan 0. Salisbury 52. Mark Twain 0. Rolla 48. Hillcrest 0. Chaminade over Poplar Bluff 14-7. DeSoto 31-14 over Perryville, while it was Kirkwood defeating Pattonville 42-7. Oakville 41. Parkway South 3. Orchard Farm defeated Pacific 51-20. St. Francis Borgia over Owensville 47-24. Santa Fe 30. Northland Christian 22. North Platte defeated Milan 47-16. And it was Seneca over Mount Vernon 42-3. Fayetteville shut out Missouri Military Academy 66-0. Brookfield 48, Maysville with Winston 13. Eureka defeated Marquette 35-0, while it was Kabul 42, Lutheran South 31. Thayer over Lighthouse Senior High 49-14. It was Mid Buchanan shutting out Lexington 48-0. Lafayette defeated Hazelwood Central 49-0. Knox County over Keithsville 58-0. Jennings 27. John Burroughs 7. Holden over Pembroke 34-18. Scotland County 37 over Highland with 20. Hazelwood East 40 over Parkway Central with 6. And I have also Windsor over Colcamp 18-14. Kirksville over Chillicothe 21-14. Central out of Cape Girardeau defeated St. Charles West 26-7, while it was Carrollton 28, northeast of Kansas City 20. Branson over Camdenton 42-13. Skyline over Buffalo 28-22. Harrisonville defeated Oliver 22-19. It was Blue Springs 28 over Lee Summit with 7. And it was Ash Grove 51, El Dorado Springs 18. Those are the scores that I have, Guy.
Hey, you bet. You bet, Kent. And as always, hey, well done there. Well done back in the studio. And to all the listeners and viewers, we had, I believe, 58,000 impressions here just during the evening part of our session here. So anyway, that will continue to go up, and we've got maybe 600 live viewers right now as well. So hey, let us know how we're doing, and we're going to get out of your hair. But as always, the Missouri State Highway Patrol reminds us to take that 3 seconds and buckle up. It's 3 seconds that could save your life. Be safe, be smart, and be here tomorrow.